Okay,
We are.
I think we're actually going now.
This is so exciting.
It is. We're doing an experiment today.
New technology.
New technology that works 70% of the time and 70% effective. Hey, look at us.
There we are. I know.
We're on video now.
We're doing video. We're going to upload to our YouTube channel.
That's the idea. And that way you guys can see like when we're eating and what we're eating. I'll try not to crunch too much in front of the camera because I can't hide it now.
And you can see my dirty little house.
Look at this dirty house.
Dirty house.
You know, I have relatives like that thought this was a dirty house. Man,
Dirty house.
do it in my house sometime. We'll show you.
Well, you have a dog. You can blame it on Ruby.
It's
It's dog hairs. This is just all dog hair. Anyway.
So we thought we'd try this. I don't know if this is going to end up on video or not. If this is just an audio, none of this will make any sense to you.
I know, but just know what we're doing. We are trying to do something because we are no longer, let me just explain, we're no longer advertising on Facebook, and there's two different reasons. One, we got kicked off, and B, I don't want to give them any more money. I'm done. I'm done giving them money.
Yeah, sure.
They have just been so divisive. It's a great word. Divisive is what Facebook has
That's
said.
how they market themselves. It's
Exactly.
divisiveness
and
creating a rift around the world.
And I'm just and they allowed things that should never have been on there. And so let's just, let's try something else.
Yeah.
So we're gonna try YouTube. We're trying YouTube, and we have a YouTube channel with our name is the Stop Me If I've Heard This. So far, that's the name, but we may have to change the name.
We might change it to Things Old People Shouldn't Attempt.
Right. But anyway, here we go. So we're trying to be proactive. So
let's go. Tell me what you did this last week. You had a gig this week.
I had not just a gig. I had 2 gigs. Slow down, sister.
Whoa.
I mean, I got to work 2. I know. I got to work 2 nights in a row.
Oh my God.
I mean, that people don't understand how that is so awesome, but I did, and I got it was terrible driving. I'll tell you, we had Pacific Northwest had some of the worst rain.
Oh yeah. It was biblical,
and we have seen rain.
It was horrible.
And I was comparing it to the torrential rains of California, because when it rains in California, all bets are off.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
It's
ice bucket
sheets.
challenge. Yeah,
It's sheets of water.
Yeah.
And that's what this was. Friday I went down to Corvallis, and that drive was fine. It was the show that we had a problem with, because it was outdoors and at this great place called Common Fields.
But covered.
Well, the audience is covered. The stage that I stood on is covered. But between those coverings and those tent is open. And so everybody that was covered had a chasm of walkway that was being rained on. And then the tent had one of those rollers. I think it must have been a roller, because every once in a while it would roll, something would make the water just cascade down off the side.
Oh, that's fun.
And the poor people that were sitting at that table were like, and diving for the middle. And it opened up, and they had to turn the sound up to the maximum. It was so loud.
Wow, yeah.
It was just really loud.
I don't know. I find that really cool, really exciting. When weather gets that extreme, now I'm probably going to change my tune when tornadoes start coming our way and stuff like that. But I find like really hard rain and really high winds kind of exciting.
And you should be frightened because you have all those trees. But,
I know.
But
that's part of excitement. It's not knowing if this is your last.
Well, I'm holding electricity, and the rain starts coming in on me.
Oh.
And I was like, I don't think this is the best idea. I kept moving back, and he said, there's a heater right overhead. Well, then the winds picked up and blew the heat away from me.
Okay.
And then started bringing the rain towards me. And I was like, okay.
It's like Prince. Did you ever see Prince's halftime show for the Super Bowl?
And he got drenched.
He was in the rain. I mean, like Flashdance. You know that scene in Flashdance where they dump the bucket of water over. He was standing there just getting poured on all these electrical cords. And I'm like, God, I hope this isn't his last
I know. So
concert.
frightening.
Yeah. Yeah,
And that
coolest Super Bowl ever.
But that was
Nobody's ever topped that.
No, I don't think so.
Singing
Right.
Purple Rain
in
the fucking rain.
Yeah, it
Come
was
on.
awesome. I know you did. Yeah,
That was epic.
God said, "No, we're going to
So
write
you
this."
were doing
scene."
your rendition of that.
Kind of, yeah.
Susan Rice.
But I was bitching.
And they were throwing rice.
But I was bitching. Anyway, but everybody was so nice. And the audience just hung in there. They were really great. And the show was wonderful. I met two really good new comics. Oh, my God. And just, one has been in the business for like 10 years in San Francisco.
Oh, that's funny.
And
yeah.
she was just
New.
wonderful. Yeah, and then this wonderful, brilliant Indian gentleman who Abkashik, I think his name is just
Right.
he's been in the business 10 minutes and he's just wonderful.
Oh my God, yeah. Some people just have a voice in their head.
Yeah.
They hear it and the rhythm of the cadence of it, and my guess is he's probably a fan of comedy.
Well, he is a fan, and he's he came to the United States to get his doctorate degree, and he works for Moderna.
Okay.
And I looked at him and he said, "Well, I was part of the study. I was part of the Moderna. Part of what I did was to help the vaccine and stuff." And I go, "Why are you doing stand-up?" I said,
Right, yeah.
"You're going to write your mother, your sweet mother in India, and say, 'I'm going to quit my job and be a comic.'" Oh my God!
By the way,
crazy?
yeah, thanks for all the support. I'm going to be in Umatilla this weekend.
I know it. It's like, are you out of your mind? But he's having a really good time because he's getting much more stage time in the Pacific Northwest than he ever did in Boston or Philadelphia. So anyway,
cool.
Yeah,
That's
so
fun.
that was fun. And then Saturday night, I drove to Tacoma and had to stop on the freeway. Everybody had to stop on the freeway because of the hail. The hail. If I say a shooter to you, do you know what I'm talking about? The size of a marble shooter? The bigger one.
Like in a pinball machine?
No, like marbles. When you play marbles?
Oh, okay.
The shooter. The big one.
The
big
big
one.
thick marble.
The big
okay.
one.
Yeah, I know which one you're talking about now. I didn't know that's what it's called. Shooter to me means something else.
I was afraid.
There's a shooter in the building.
No.
You
I know.
kind of
Everybody thinks that. But this is a marble. These were huge pieces of hail.
Oh my God.
I was afraid my car was going to be completely damaged.
Not quite golf ball size though.
Not
aspirational. They tried to be golf ball size.
But it was 5-6 minutes of absolute deluge.
Yeah.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
And
that is. That's how cars get beat to hell.
Oh well, and everybody I was so happy. Because you always have that one asshole who still wants to drive 80 miles an hour in weather like that. You can't see. You couldn't see.
Right.
Everybody stopped.
Yeah.
Everybody just slowed down and then had to come to a complete stop on the freeway because they couldn't see.
Yeah.
And they knew that if they sat it out, then we'd all start to move again.
Right.
And it was brilliant. I thought, okay, well, thank God for that.
So there was no asshole going.
Nobody. I was just amazing.
Wow, that's amazing. Usually it's more than one, but.
Well, and you see those guys with those big, Jeeps and the 4-wheel drives and all that stuff.
I got four-wheel black
but
ice.
It doesn't matter
Yeah.
on ice. It doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so anyway, I drove up and did a great show up in Tacoma at a place called the I'll get it. The Alma Mater.
Yeah.
On Fawcett Street.
Okay.
Southwest Fawcett, and it was
okay.
really it was fun. We were in a lounge.
Inside.
Yeah, it was inside, and it was lovely. And I laughed because evidently I drew a crowd, and there was a lot of gray hairs in the audience.
Ah, nice.
And I love the looks on the comics' faces when they see the crowd. Because they go, "Oh." And I'm like, I'm going to enjoy this. I'm going to enjoy this so much. This is going to be so great. Anyway, and they were like,
I guess I won't do my Tinder bit.
I know, exactly. It was so funny. And they struggled a little bit, but they, but they
It's good for them. It's good for any comic to work out of their comfort zone like that and do a show for an audience that might not be their people.
Might not be
To expand
their 20.
who they can actually make laugh.
Well, what makes me, and I'm gonna brag on us at this point, because I can't tell you, the first people to come up to me in a show, after a show, are the millennials and the Gen Zs.
Right.
They come up and they're so kind and they're so fun.
Right, yeah.
And that makes me feel like, okay, I've connected with them on some
that's
level.
a great feeling, yeah.
And that feels really good, and it's not just, the older group. It was funny because I think the booker said to me, she goes, well, it's a different kind of audience tonight. And I said,
good.
It's because of me. So just know that I've been around a long time. So it's not that I draw big crowds, but there are people that if you put my name out there, they know who I am.
Yeah, a dozen people out there that's your demographic to change the whole dynamic of the room.
Yeah, and there's a whole bunch of a group of old gals. I love the old gals that come out and have a couple cocktails.
The Red Hat Club.
Yeah, well, and they yes,
right.
And they and I asked the bar. I go, so how'd you do at the bar tonight? She goes, oh my God, they ate and drank and ate and drank. And I said, because they have money.
They have cash.
Yeah, they know, they're not struggling to pay rent.
Yeah.
So enjoy.
Yeah. What fun! Oh my God!
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah,
and I have another one this Saturday.
Wow,
I have a show this Saturday,
just
and you and I are doing a show.
Yeah, Thanksgiving weekend, Saturday the
27th.
Can't wait! That's going to be a blast.
The Brush Prairie Bar and Grill.
It's called the Prairie Bar and Grill. It's in Brush Prairie. They've done shows there in the past, and they were great shows. The audiences were always really good. They showed up,
fun.
And it's kind of their farewell show because they're going to have sold the business. I understand.
They've sold the building. Yeah. They're going to have. Yeah, they have another tavern, but it doesn't. Anyway.
But come to that if you ever wanted to see us live, and you can't get YouTube.
No, it's going to be fun.
It'll be a lot of fun. It's going to be
you
a good
and I.
show.
It's just you and I.
It's
We're
just
both
the two
doing
of
40
us.
minutes.
Just 40 minutes each.
So much fun for our buddy Amy Conkey.
Yeah, she's
so nice.
Yeah.
So excited.
Really excited about that. We'll mention that again at the end of this.
We should get that taped.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just for prosperity.
Although taping, I got to say, is always a jinx.
Well, let's not talk about it. We won't talk about it.
Wrong.
We'll just have it pop up. We'll have it figured out.
That's the show where somebody has a seizure or a motorcycle comes running into the club.
Oh, I know. We have had that.
Yeah.
We had a motorcycle come through the front door.
Yeah, in Aurora Boulevard.
Boulevard.
That was the first show my brother ever saw me at. Was a guy on a hog. It wasn't just a motorcycle. It was a full-on Harley. He just with his girlfriend on the back, just burst through the front doors and sat there revving his engine, filling the room with blue smoke, just to get attention.
I was on stage. I was scared to death.
Yeah.
I was scared to death.
What do you say? You can't say anything because nobody could hear you anyhow.
No, it's like...
No, it was a very hostile
I guess your
thing.
order's up? I don't know.
It was a very hostile thing for him to do.
Very.
To say, these guys are getting all the attention, well, let's see about that. That's all that was.
Oh, it was terrible.
Yeah, it was awful.
Anyway, but you and I have had some fun times.
And then my brother goes afterwards, so is this what it's like usually?
No. Thank God it's not. No.
It's not like that.
I had a guy rush me on stage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that
Actually
was
come
that
for
was,
you? Did they stop him or what?
Oh, he put hands on me.
Oh.
He wanted to throw me off the stage. This was at that gig,
Wow.
Chesterfield's in Gig Harbor.
Rings a bell.
Yeah, we did shows there for years.
Mm-hmm. Different name when I did it.
Yeah,
It was a number of different names.
And Morgan.
That's right. I remember that place was rough and tumble.
Yeah, that was.
It was a great
about
show for
6, 7
a few
years
years
ago.
That's
I
the
was not
show
young.
where I remember I said so to a woman in the front row. So you got a little one on the way.
Oh no.
No.
Oh,
yeah, that was
no.
when I learned that lesson. Was
Oh my God, that just made my stomach go flip flop. Just you saying that. Oh my God.
Some lessons are learned the hard way.
Oh my
That
gosh.
was one.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah.
Anyhow, I had a kind of interesting week.
What'd you do?
I'll talk a little bit about
Yeah.
it. We had tickets to go see Andrea Bocelli. A friend of Catherine's, her husband's cousin is the tour manager.
Oh,
So he got us tickets to it a couple of years back when they were before the pandemic in like the 8th row. like right up
Oh,
front.
God.
And these were
You get
even
spit
closer
on.
in the third row. It was, and with a VIP dinner beforehand.
Oh my God.
Catherine comes down with a cold
Oh no.
the day of, like at 1 in the afternoon.
Oh no.
So she has to call him and go, look, I don't know if this is just a cold. I don't know what it is.
She was working too the week before.
She was at the hospital 3 days before that. So she goes, I was at the hospital, so I don't know. I just don't feel right. And you know what? These days, I'm sure if we lived in Texas, we'd go, oh, it's nothing, buck up, you know. But I don't feel right about it. We didn't feel right about it. We both felt like, look, we just can't. We're going to be sitting next to other chairs. We're going to be sharing a dinner with people. You're going to be blowing your nose over dinner.
When I have a cold, I before COVID, when I had a cold, if I went to the grocery store, I told the clerk,
right,
I have a cold. You need to wash your hands.
Oh yeah, I did that with wait staff.
If
I was fighting a cold, just wash your hands after touching my plate. You know, you might want to just immediately. Nowadays with COVID, that changes everything. You can't take any risks. At least you're smart not to take any risks.
And we have masks, thank God.
Which is why Portland has got one of the lower, death rates and hospitalization rates anywhere in the country. Is that we are overcautious.
Yeah.
You make fun of us all you want, but we're not laying on our stomach with a ventilator.
God.
So we didn't get to go. Oh
God,
it was crushing.
God.
It still makes me sad.
Oh.
Pam, her friend who had invited us, brought us some swag, and that was nice. She brought us a CD and a program and
He's so
a coffee mug. Oh God, I'm telling you.
So he just brings.
He's just amazing. Yeah.
Years ago, I had the foresight, thank God, because I was one of the only people I knew that I loved opera, and I loved Pavarotti.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, I was just smitten.
Yeah,
and we saw him. Yeah. Now it was a terrible place to see him, but we drove up and saw him.
C.J. O'Callahan.
No, not at C.J. O'Callahan. No, we saw him at the Key Arena.
Oh yeah.
In Seattle.
Oh okay, and that wasn't a great audio venue.
No, but oh my God, he filled that room. I mean, I still get chills thinking about it. So it's just a wonderful, wonderful memory. Yeah. I'm sorry you didn't get a chance to see him. Hopefully you'll get a chance to see him before his tour is over, though. Maybe somewhere.
Doubt it. I mean, no, we're not going to travel anywhere. But if he comes back through town, another year or two, there's a real chance that we'll get to see him then.
That's wonderful.
Because I tell you, that first concert we saw was a memorable. Absolutely leaves an impression on you for life. And I know he's taken classical music and kind of made it mainstream. And I know some of my
Just sneezed.
I have a friend down the street who's an opera singer.
Yeah.
She studied. She's a very talented soprano. I told her about it, and she's like, "Oh God, did he do that thing?" And she was like, kind of like we would about Carrot Top, basically, But he's not Carrot Top, and
excuse me.
Just kind of like there's this snobbery about mainstream, making something mainstream, especially classical music. And what he did with the concert was when we saw it, the first half was classical pieces you might not have ever heard of, but they were beautiful. Neat. And then the second half was O Sole Mio and all the greatest hits.
Yeah.
And Oh Hallelujah, It was just the one, I guess this time he sang with his daughter.
Oh my God, I know.
Who was just heartbreakingly cute.
Oh.
She was like 6 maybe when we saw her.
So she's probably
4 or 5.
10?
She wasn't big enough. She didn't want to get on stage because he tried to take her by the hand on stage and she yanked her head back. She went, and walked up.
No,
it was
Dad.
so cute.
No, Dad.
And this
sweet.
time I guess she gets up and she sings with him on Hallelujah. She sings the start. Oh God, it's beautiful. I can't wait to see what kind of singer she turns out to be in 10, 15 years.
And his son is a singer.
Right, yeah.
His son.
And his son. Have you seen his son?
He's gorgeous.
He's
gorgeous,
you
yes.
know it.
No, I've seen him. He's gorgeous.
He's ridiculously handsome.
He's ridiculously handsome.
Yeah,
yes, he is.
It's absurd how handsome a human being can be. And then also have talent.
And opens his mouth and the heavens open up.
It's beautiful. Yeah, it's a beautiful singer. So, COVID, this lockdown, it wears you down, and those are the little things like that where we're watching movies like we have all along, and it's I'm watching Netflix, but the things we're still missing.
I know.
There's things that we're still missing out on that it's just killing me, and I'd rather just keep doing that and get it over with.
Right.
Get back to life again, to where we can all go out.
Well, they've had a huge breakthrough. Pfizer's just had a big breakthrough they've had
great treatment. Is that right? A new treatment.
The pill.
Yeah.
The pill. They just announced this morning that they've had this. They've had the first or second or third. I can't remember which round it is of results back.
Yeah.
And it's just, explodingly. I mean, next spring we may have a pill.
Yeah.
For people to keep them out of the hospitals.
Yeah, at least if they get it, it treats the
symptom. It treats it. Yeah, I mean
it doesn't prevent it like a booster or a shot would do, but it treats it once you've got it and reduces the severity.
I think it's much better, obviously, if you've had the shots and stuff like that. I haven't done enough. I haven't heard. I heard briefly this. So I'm the brief. I'll brief you, but I don't have the stats, but. It's very promising. It's very, very promising. I was hoping they'd come up with something like that for the kids because kids don't like shots. But I'll tell you, these little kids, the kids are signing up for these. My nephew's getting his shot in 2 days.
Good, yeah.
And it's
They're
really exciting.
Up, or their parents are signing up for him, probably.
Well, I mean, but he's anxious. He's 11.
Ready to get it.
Everybody in the family has it, and he wants his shot.
That's
he wants
good.
it.
They got to stop showing the needle going in the arm every time there's a damn story on the news about vaccinations. We get it. Okay, look, if you work for one of the networks, we know how shots work. I don't need to see 12 shots just over and over and over from different angles and different arms and see kids going, I don't need to see that. I get it. Tell me about it, but don't keep showing. They can't stop themselves. It's like good video. Oh, look at this. There's a needle. Okay. How many people have not gotten shots because it scares the hell out? It scares them out of it.
Yeah, well, I'm sure that I'm surprised that there's some. I didn't know that Ice-T lost a movie because he's not vaccinated.
Right.
I didn't know that until I saw Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, right, exactly. I didn't either, yeah.
But
I think I heard something, but...
Oh, my God.
And some of these sports, these athletes, get their act together. Come on, people are looking at what you're doing.
The NBA, the NBA is better than the NFL. The NFL needs to clean house. Period. What a bunch of asshats. Sorry.
Are there a bunch of others besides Aaron Rodgers?
Well, yeah, there's guys out there that bought fake cards.
Oh, really?
And then it was revealed that they had fake cards, and then
but
just all the old boy network and cameras being installed in the they're going to enjoy that on TV.
Well, now you get to empathize. You feel me?
Yes,
that's what I got to do. That's what I've been doing. You hear that? I have to clear my throat, and I'm sorry.
Yeah, you have to. But they just revealed that which club was it? They put cameras in the cheerleaders' locker room.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jeez, grow up.
Well, exactly.
What?
I mean, it's like.
Oh my God.
I mean, that's what I mean. They need to clean they clean their act up.
Yeah, well. Are you surprised?
No, white male privilege with money. There you go.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yes, it's exciting that Pfizer's the pill is starting to become a real viable
option. That's a
option.
hopeful sign, man.
Yep. So
maybe we'll get through this damn thing.
What else? What else did you do? Did you have anything else you did this week? How's Liam doing?
We were helping Liam. He's down there. Catherine got a text from him saying, "L.A. is, I can't remember what the word was, intimidating, confusing." He said, "Adulting is hard. I miss you. I miss being at home."
Yeah.
And what he's finding, he and Jensen, his roommate to be, are looking around at apartments, and they're saying all these places they're looking online, they're saying, well, the apartments are $2,500 a month, and they're saying you need to show that you make at least 3 times that amount per month and show monthly pay stubs for 3 times the amount of rent for the last 6 months or 3 months. Nobody who makes $7,500 a month. A lot of people do, but people don't move to LA because they have great paying jobs. They move to LA as a pilgrimage to start.
Well, that's why when you told me where
showbiz.
he's looking, he can't live there.
Yeah.
He has to live out in the valley.
Well, that's what we've been telling them all along. Go to Burbank. Keep telling them. Go to Burbank.
Well,
go to
even-
Glendale. Go to North Hollywood. Go.
Go up the foothill. Go up.
Yeah.
Any place that has even go up to Pasadena.
Right.
Just you can't live in LA proper. It's too expensive.
So he was getting very discouraged.
Yeah.
He was getting, also, they can't really get started in looking for work and getting an agent until they know that they're going to stay there, not have to just zoom back up here at the end of the month, or keep paying for an Airbnb. They're God, you lose all their money doing that.
Yeah.
So he was hitting these brick walls, and so Catherine got on the horn to some of her friends down there, and turns out this is very hopeful. It's not a done deal, but she has a friend that she's known since childhood, who her older sister, who's also Catherine's longtime friend, lives on. It's like a little kind of not like a commune, but it is a communal situation.
Yeah.
It's this housing that's fixed price housing, and it's really cheap. And there's like a communal area where there's a piano and there's a garden and stuff like that. And then there's there's not openings coming up there.
Topanga? Up on Topanga? No.
I don't know exactly where it is down there. It's the LA Eco Village, it's called.
Yeah, I think I know where it is.
And it's supposedly now there's, like I said, there's not actual openings coming open, but they're in 3 months. They're okay. Let me back up. I can't talk. For the next 3 months, they have to vet their applicants.
Right.
That there will be taking these apartments. So these places will be sitting open for the next 3 months. There's like 1, 2, or 3 availabilities that'll be just sitting there. And they said that this might happen if they needed just a temporary housing for the next 3 months while they keep looking for jobs and keep trying to get a better place to stay in, that they might be able to stay there. It looks like quite possibly.
With that situation, and I'm not throwing shade, but this is where their age will work against them.
Oh, for sure.
Because
real.
But
No question.
it'd be great if they could stay there for 3 months and get their jobs.
The upside too is that Susan, her friend Susan, whose sister works at this place, also used to work for CA. She was like a assistant to one of the higher ups in that.
Everybody is. But yeah, go ahead.
Well, she knows a lot of people. She knows has a lot of connections, and she is saying that right now what's happening in the industry is the same thing that's happening in a lot of industries, where there's a lot of openings that need to be filled for production assistants, for pages, for just steady work at a studio, at Universal, at Warner, at any of the studios down there. And that you just through LinkedIn or just through their website, you can find a lot of openings. So there's work to be had if they can just get there and just be there for the next couple of 3 months, like this would offer. They could get entrenched to get themselves, and then also they understand a lot of tenants. This is the other thing Susan explained, because she's managed her apartment for a couple of decades, that a lot of apartment managers understand that especially young people need to show, especially freelancers, need to show just how much money's in their bank account. A bunch of pay stubs. They don't have monthly check-to-check pay stubs. We don't.
Erin, just in Portland, when she got her apartment out in Multnomah Village, this is a 47-year-old woman who's a teacher.
Right.
They made her jump through so many hoops for this goofy little apartment.
Well,
and it's like, oh my God.
And I kind of understand some of it. It's because of the not being able to kick tenants out once they're in there. There's been some really people abusing
She's a
that.
teacher, it was like crazy.
No, I understand.
But it's
they're all reticent to just bring on any new tenants now.
Yeah.
That's what's happening. And they're like, well, we'll just keep it empty rather than to get some shitty tenant in there that we can't kick out because the law says we can't.
Right. Yeah.
So, it's harder and harder than it's ever been. And so anyhow, that's what kind of one of the things I wanted to talk about this morning was millennials and how difficult it is for them to just get their foothold in the world right now. When we grew up,
he's a Z, but
yeah, well,
but
still.
the younger ones, yeah, the ones that are 18, the
This
ones that had to
generation.
sit out their launch
Yeah,
during COVID,
yeah,
and now they're trying to launch, and it's really difficult.
yeah.
They're still looking at, okay, I have to have 2 jobs or 3 jobs, and I have to have,
Yeah, right.
it's really hard.
Yeah, and even then, how they can't really save up to buy a house. Nobody's saving up to buy houses.
Those dreams are done.
Yeah, I mean, we grew up. Our parents, the lesson they gave to us was that put your money in the bank and it'll gain interest.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen anymore.
No, that doesn't happen at all.
That extra 7 cents a month isn't going to help me buy a house.
No.
And that's on like $100,000.
I know,
it's
crazy.
absurd with that.
They force you into the market.
Yeah.
We lost our light.
And get a paper route. Oh yeah, I don't know what's going on there. Should we pause?
Sure.
Let's pause and get this right because we don't want this to. Hold on, everybody.
Fine.
Okay, well, problem solved.
This is our first
This is
video.
Okay. All right. I think we figured out why the camera shut off because it was off the whole time.
No, not the camera. The light was off. The light was off. Not
the ring
the
light.
Yeah.
See, isn't this better? Ta-da!
Ta-da!
You can see.
Yeah, I don't know.
I
Anyway,
think they could see us just fine before.
I thought, yeah, we had
Although,
good light.
look at us now. So much nicer.
And all they see is the glare from our glasses anyway,
No,
so it
now I
doesn't
got those
matter.
robot eyes. Okay.
I know, hysterical.
Anyhow.
Old people and technology. That's us.
Yeah. Well, this is
At
why
least
this
we're
is an
trying.
experiment.
We're trying.
Yes, we are.
We're trying.
Okay.
That's all you can do.
So what the hell are we talking about? We're talking about
We're talking about how tough it's been for Liam to get to, and for these young kids
to get and to work 2 jobs and 3 jobs, and they have to do all that. And
well, it even runs its gambit in comedy. They're not just messing around, but the deal is that you and I, our wages were so low that when we jumped out of our day jobs and into comedy, we doubled or tripled our salary.
yeah, right,
And we had a car.
right.
I mean, one of the things we had to have was we knew we had to have a car.
Just to get to the gigs.
Just to get to gigs and
Right.
get to to travel.
Right.
These kids don't have cars.
Yeah, and a lot of it's
They've Ubered
because
everywhere.
they decided they don't want to.
They don't want to pay for the insurance.
The insurance, the gas, the
All that
upkeep.
stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's not a bad business decision actually to skip having a car.
It's not, but it is. It's holding them back.
You think?
Yeah, they don't have they don't. Yeah, eventually it'll hold them back.
I was watching a panel discussion on Channel 8 this morning, I think it was, KGW, with several of the news people, and I don't remember all their names, I'm sorry. And one of the production staff was the millennial, and she says, I don't know what that means, but she, Rod Hill asked her, the meteorologist, he asked her, why don't you work a second job? Because I did. Basically what he was saying, hello, I worked a second job. Why don't you? And she just didn't give the best answer, honestly. She said, well, it's just not feasible because we shouldn't have to since we have a degree. It's like, well, that doesn't mean it's not feasible to work. It's like, she didn't make her point. So I'd like to have heard, I know there's difficulties in working a second job, especially if your job is really demanding and you have to take your work home with you.
What if she lives at home with her parents?
Hard to know. It's hard to know.
I mean, it's really, it's hard to have.
I know I reset. When I came out of college, I moved in with my folks for about a year. And then you had a room coming open in your house. We were in a play together.
Yeah.
We can't pay, we won't pay.
No, it was no. Well,
We
it was
won't pay, we
that.
won't
It was. I thought it was prior to that. I thought it was during. I thought you moved in during Alice.
No.
No.
No. No,
okay, so
we
it
barely
was
met.
Non Se Paga, Non Se Paga by
Right.
Dario Fo. Yeah.
God, good memory. Anyhow, we were in a play. Susan had a room coming open in her building. It was a 3-room apartment for ridiculously low money. You
It was
know,
gorgeous. It was a duplex.
Yeah,
we had a
patio out back.
Yeah, we had an arched patio
I
portico.
know.
We had French doors.
I know,
It was gorgeous.
and it's just got to feel just horrible. I get tired of millennials now and Gen Z and Gen Y. All got to just get sick and tired of hearing how this land of milk and honey, how cheap it was. I had a 1-bedroom looking over 3rd floor balcony, looking for $350 a month. These tales that don't even mean anything.
But I
to them.
remember struggling really hard.
Yeah, still.
And
Right.
and I had roommates, and I lived alone for a while, and I worked for a bank. And truly, when I left the bank,
Yeah.
I was making so little, I tripled my income doing stand-up.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the
Yeah.
only reason I was able to convince my brother that it was a good idea,
Yeah.
that I quit my day job and do stand-up full-time.
Yeah.
And I did that for 22 years before I got another day job.
Sure. Yeah.
So, or 24 years. It was a long time.
Yeah.
And the only reason I got my day job is because, it doesn't matter why I got my day job when I moved back from California because, the boom stopped. The bottom fell out.
Right.
Eventually.
The
And
comedy industry took
I was
a
one
big
of the
dive.
last holdouts in California because everybody started exiting about 1993 and I didn't leave till 98.
And it's kind of embarrassing, humiliating, discouraging to have to start doing day work again. I know I felt that when I was driving for Radio Cab and Lyft, but there's also something kind of noble about an artist who still wants to make their art.
Yeah.
And wants to do whatever they have to do to make that happen. If that means you got to work another job that's not your favorite thing,
right.
That's what you do, just to keep the wheels on the bus.
Right. Well, yeah, and it's just logical. I mean, you get to a certain point, and you.
But God, we were told you could get a house when we were growing up. Theoretically, you could save up for a house.
Keeps falling down. I know.
You could you could save up enough money to get a down payment on a house, and a house would be, what, $60,000, $80,000, something like that.
Right.
And it just the prices have just gone out disproportionately to all the rest of inflation, the housing and rent and all that. It's just gone out of control. Yeah. And I really feel for this generation now trying to just get a foothold. I mean, are they always just going to be treading water the rest of their lives? Because
I don't know. They're also going to be in power before we know it. So there's going to be things will change. I mean, we have AOC now.
Yeah.
We've got the younger representatives are pushing hard.
Right.
And there has to be term limits. That's just there was a point being made today that I actually said, yes, absolutely. The average age of the Senate and, the leaders in the House is about 60. That's the average age.
Wow. Yeah.
And that's just ridiculous.
The average age is out of touch.
Well, it's just, Mitch McConnell should be gone.
Oh,
Nancy Pelosi should be gone.
Probably.
And it's not that I don't believe that people of age can't be leaders. I'm just saying we need fast thinkers.
Yeah.
We need people that are always thinking outside the box because they've had to.
Yeah, people that are adapting to the
They don't go home to
times.
their four car garage mansion. They go home to a walk up.
Yeah.
And because they've had to think outside the box their whole life. They've had to struggle to go to college.
Right.
They've had to, so those are the people I want, the innovators in there.
Yeah.
I mean, I just think it's and God love Bernie Sanders. He is still an innovator.
Yeah, right. He still thinks young.
Yeah, and anyway.
Well, thank God they passed the infrastructure bill
Yeah.
finally, even though it's a major compromise from what they wanted.
Huge
and they had to give up a
compromise.
lot of stuff that they should have left in there. But
they put family leave back in though. Is that in the other one? That's in the other one.
that's in the one that.
Yeah, the social one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, some form passed because something needed to happen. Because one of the main reasons I think voters were disenfranchised with Democrats right now, as they tend to be in midterms, it was that Biden's made some unpopular decisions, and they're not letting this thing go forward.
They didn't handle Afghanistan well.
No,
they didn't handle the explanation of the Afghanistan.
It was a no-win situation for them, but they could have done better.
Well, of course they could have done better. They should have started in March, but they should have explained. He should have stepped forward and explained to the American people, this is why we have to leave.
Right.
And he should have started pulling people out, but should have, could have, would have. Should have, could have, would have.
And then there's some thought that if they started pulling out early, that would be shown as a sign of weakness, and the Taliban would just have invaded earlier too. There's that mode of thought. So who knows? But, and really Trump had set up this deadline before he left office. So he's the one who kind of handicapped him. Yeah. He kneecapped him completely. And then, look what a shitty job he's doing. Oh, how'd that happen? So, hopefully now with the infrastructure bill, a version of it, that people will start to see the good that's coming of it, and the good things. God, we're going to get a rebuild or a new bridge, the I-5 bridge, the main bridge from Washington to Oregon, which is way overdue.
Right.
And all the other bridges need to be made earthquake proof, and there's so much stuff that needs to happen.
Right. And
computer infrastructure needs to be developed.
The broadband stuff
charging stations for electric car, all that stuff's going to be in the pipe now.
The stock market's is doing well.
No, that's good
because of the passage of that, because they know that now there's going to be money for that. It's
and the anti-vaxxers and all the people that are keeping COVID alive, basically, they won't have the fuel. They're still blaming it on
China.
Biden. China. Yeah. Or as Trump says, China.
I wonder what he calls. Never mind.
Yeah, better not. No. They'll put that one together themselves.
I know, China. Oh my God.
Yeah, but I don't know. We're talking politics, I guess. It's okay. There's hope on the horizon. If we can get COVID behind us, that would help his approval ratings. And I don't know. It's so discouraging. It's hard not to just feel like it's all going to hell in a handbasket still.
Well, I think it's interesting because I noticed that people, when you greet people now, like I was at these shows the other night, and people come up and they want to shake your hand, and the first thing that comes out of their mouth is, "I'm completely vaxxed, and I just sanitized." Okay. They tell me that immediately, and then because they want to shake my hand.
Right.
And I'm going, wow, that's new. I mean, this is all really, but
we need to go to the Japanese way of.
Yeah, the bow.
Just bow, acknowledge. Mm-hmm. That's all it is. It's the polite, I like you, I approve of you, I'm glad we had this time together.
It's a greeting.
It's a greeting, and now I'm not going to touch you.
Yeah,
There's something to be said for that.
Don't touch me.
Because you know what? This isn't going to be the last one. Now they're talking Delta 2, the sequel.
The sequel.
They're talking about it coming down the pike.
Is this, I know what you did last summer.
I know what you caught last summer.
I know what you spread last summer. Nightmare 9000 or something like that. That's a sequel, another sequel. Yeah. Well, Jesus, Joseph, Mary, and Pat.
And it's because the climate has allowed these bugs to nurture, bring them along. It's a hothouse environment. So we're going to see more of it, and we need to learn new ways, and it's good. That's a good thing. We can learn new ways. I really hope it gets to where we can just be around each other again, though. I mean, you look at the college game day. Oh my God! If there's an upset, one team upsets the favorite, the whole student body packs down onto the football field, shoulder to shoulder, and it's a mosh pit. It's a good old-fashioned
Did you see that?
jumping up and down and just, oh,
I want to know.
Screaming all their...
I want to know why that Astrodome concert,
Yeah.
why did that happen?
Yeah, I don't know.
That was horrific.
Yeah,
Putting
no
that many people in that place.
Yeah.
And these are kids.
Right.
That the ones that died were all teenagers.
Right. Yeah.
And it's insane that, you know, that most of them aren't vaccinated, or, you know, it's not, it's like, this is Texas, man. Texas just needs to be cut the fuck off. And people have to make a choice.
Right.
Because if they think that they're not going to have another winter like they had last year, I got news for them. They're going to have that. And they're going to end up freezing to death because they still haven't decided to go with federal grids. They won't, oh no one's telling us what to do with our power. But they're not, you know.
Yeah.
What happened then was absolutely insane. But that whole Astro World thing.
Well, some heads need to roll, probably.
Oh my God.
You can't have that. You cannot
People sending
have
their
that.
kids to a concert going,
Yeah.
well, I think it'll be okay.
I know.
Oh my God, no way. A concert?
Right. Yeah. No kidding.
Scary. It's bad enough that, you know, I don't know what, I wonder if Botticelli was it monitored? I mean, did they see people's...
They asked for vaccination cards. I do know that.
Oh, that's good.
So everybody that was in the building had at least a fake vaccination card.
I had that Saturday night at my show. I was really, I thanked him. I said, thank you for asking for vaccination cards. That's really lovely.
No. Well, I felt 15% nervous about going to a concert. And come to find out, they didn't really socially distance the chairs any. It was just chair locked against
everybody had
chair.
to be vaccinated.
And be masked.
Yeah,
all the way through it. And that's good. That's some comfort.
Fine.
But there was still part of me that was like, I don't know. You know, there's 15% of worry of being in a big crowd like that. But anyway,
well, you could stay home and catch Catherine's cold. So there you go.
Yeah, so there, you know. And then, of course, the thing is, by that evening, whatever symptoms she had were gone. You know, she was fine by that evening, basically, and then, you know, bundled up and had a good night's sleep, and the next day it was like it had never happened. But, you know, you don't know that when you...
I know.
You can't take the chance. You can't take the risk, and so, yeah, whatever. It's just, I'll be glad when we don't have to be so cautious, when we can let our guard down just a little, like we did back in May. Remember when the CDC told us to start French kissing each other?
Oh my God.
Anything goes.
Anything goes. Well, I don't think, but I still, I stopped to go to the bathroom on the road.
Yeah.
At my pilot station outside of Olympia. And I was so concentrating on getting inside, you know. I walked in and I'm sitting in the stall. I went, oh, my mask. I didn't have my mask on.
Yeah, right, I've done that.
And I thought, oh, that's why that guy gave me a dirty look.
Yeah.
And then, so I got hand towels, and I put them over my face, and I walked out. I thought, I said, I'm really sorry, I forgot my mask. You know, like this, I felt so bad. I felt really bad that I forgot my mask. But I went, why did I forget my mask? Well, because I was concentrating on getting in the bathroom in time. But but you feel so weird. I felt just.
I know.
Oh my God!
I've done that. I walked all the way to the back of a Fred Meyer, and I'm back there by the back aisle, and realized, oh God, it's like you're in your underwear all of a sudden.
I know.
Exactly.
Oh, that's exactly.
I'm sorry. Like. Sorry, everybody. Exactly. I didn't mean to.
Exactly. That's exactly what it's like.
But
anyway.
you know, you look around, and it turns out you're not the only one. There's other people that are like, I'm not wearing a mask. What you gonna do? You know, there's still those.
Yeah.
And
well, especially where I was,
And I didn't want to be that guy. I didn't
know. And I was, I go walk out looking like I have a nosebleed or something because I have all the paper towels up over my face.
That's right.
So
there's
funny.
a gas leak. Everybody run to the exit.
Coming out of the bathroom looking, that was ridiculous.
Did someone hit you? Are you okay? Do you feel safe? I'm okay. I feel like I'm a trick-or-treater now every time I get say thank you to a clerk.
Did we talk about?
There you go.
Thank you.
I know.
Thank you very much. Can I have a second piece of candy, please?
Did you get through all your candy, or did you guys?
We had 4 pieces left, and those
That's
are gone
all?
now. Yeah, it was just right. We timed it out just right.
Oh, that's perfect.
It was just perfect. It
I
was
had
the
half a
perfect
bowl
Halloween.
left, and so I gave it to my neighbors. But
there
I
you go.
took out 3 pieces
Uh huh.
that I wanted to save. I still have 1, so I feel really good.
Yeah.
I took out a Twix, I took out Reese's peanut butter, and I took out a York peppermint patty, and I still
Nice.
have the York peppermint patty.
Nice. See,
I
once in a
feel good.
while.
I feel good.
And even though we're doing this, supposedly doing this cleanse this month, a month long of just protein shakes twice a day, and a ton of vegetables, and fruits and vegetables. Then a third of the way into it, you get to introduce fish, which Catherine hates. But I
give her some
found,
halibut. She won't hate it.
I got
Really?
she can only handle it so much of it. I made a nice soup with some chunks of mahi-mahi in it that was really good. And I made salmon patties one night with a lot of green onions in them and celery, and she really liked those a lot.
Hey, I would love to
Yeah.
ask this of our listeners. Not that anybody ever sends a comment or sends us a
Yeah.
message or anything, but let's see if we can get anybody interested in doing this. I'm looking for a good turkey soup recipe. If you guys have a good turkey soup recipe that you use, I'd love to have one, because I am planning to have friends over the day after Thanksgiving. And everybody has special diets, but soup is kind of on everybody's diet. So, but I want to make I want to make it, festive. So I'd like to make a good turkey soup.
All right. I'll share my recipe with you.
Oh, I'd love that. I'd love that very much. I don't want a creamy soup.
Are you going to make your own turkey here? Are you
I'm
do the turkey?
I'm gonna do some turkey, not a whole turkey, because why? I'm well,
It's a lot.
it's a lot.
It's a lot for a
meat.
family of 3 or 4.
And so.
No, it's too much.
So, but I'm going to buy a breast and a small breast and a thigh. So I'll take the meat off of that and use the bones and probably make my own stock.
Yeah, it's probably not going to be enough bones to make much of a bone broth out of that. But you can get bone broth.
I can get turkey broth.
Yeah, get the bone broth because it's richer and more nutritious. It's a little more
not
expensive.
As good. Not very good.
Well, you can spice it up.
Okay.
That's my suggestion.
I have bone broth here, yeah.
Yeah, you just put some sage in there and some thyme and some salt and pepper and garlic. Nice.
Crack.
A little bit of crack, just do a line of crack with every
Give me
bite.
a little bit of stuff in the cheese. Anyway, but that's for Thanksgiving. And,
Yeah.
I'm going to
Fun.
go out to dinner on Friday night.
Thanksgiving?
No, Friday.
Weekend?
No, Friday. No, the Friday. This coming Friday, I'm going out to dinner.
Oh, this Friday. Ooh,
This coming Friday.
Nice, very nice.
Yeah.
What do you know where you're on?
I'm going to Serrato's.
That's right, Italian. Ooh.
Well, it's got everything. I love Serrato's.
That's a great restaurant. I
It's
love
a
their
great
food,
restaurant.
and it's got a great atmosphere.
Yes.
The food's just always consistently great.
It is always really good.
Maybe I'll do that instead. I'm telling you, at the end of this cleanse, I'm going to feel clean as a
Yes, you are. You're going to be. Your
I'm
colon is going to be
I'm
a
gonna go out and
gleaming
just
tube.
pollute my body all with one meal. Just get it full of toxins in one day.
Oh, you are going to be.
I don't know if I'm going to do a
that is
hamburger
so
and French
hard.
fries.
That is so hard. Ugh. That's hard. That's hard on your body, man.
I
That's
have to
really,
go right back to it.
Yeah, you'll just
Yeah,
be
probably
going. You'll
a
be
horrible
going.
idea.
You go. This is really a bad idea. After about
It's
4
like
bites.
people that do a colonoscopy and then go, "Wow, I had this 3-day
Yeah.
cleanse. I'm going to do a purge. I'm going to do a hamburger," and then they just pay for it.
Or I'm going to eat a steak. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Good idea. Anyway, yeah, it's not. Yeah, you have to
I'm
ease
going to
into it.
celebrate though, and I'm
I
going to
think you
have
should.
something that I haven't been having for the last 4 or 5 months. So it's all right.
I don't blame you.
worth it.
I totally get it. I get it.
And I will say, eating all vegetables and fruits for the last 2 weeks or whatever it's been, finally kickstarted the weight loss a little bit more.
Right. You've lost weight.
A few more pounds.
Yeah.
That I was
for you.
stuck right there. And, this finally got the needle moving again a little bit. So it's
Yeah.
encouraging just to say, okay, all right, okay.
Yeah.
I can keep doing this and maybe I can start wearing my belts again.
Oh, you're going to be fine. You've already lost a lot of weight, so you're good.
Well, yeah.
So, but
But, here's the frustrating thing. I've been doing this low inflammation diet for 4 months,
Uh-huh.
taking turmeric every day, twice a day for 4 months.
Mm-hmm.
And this last week has been straight up low inflammation. My shoulder
Is killing.
I got to go see my doctor tomorrow
Oh my
morning
God.
because my shoulder's keeping me up at night. It hurts, like it radiates all the way up my neck, all the way down halfway down my back, along the front, halfway down my arm. It's this perpetual pain at a 3 or a 4, and then at night it shoots up to about an 8, and it wakes me up out of a dream. I'm not sleeping much, not at all, and so I got to figure out what's going on because it could be bursitis, tendonitis, arthritis.
I think it's the turmeric.
It's the turmeric.
I
Stop
think
that immediately.
Goddamn turmeric.
Whatever you do.
Anyway, I don't know.
Anyhow, you didn't need to hear me whining.
Yeah, they always do.
That's what old people do when they get together, like at the Y
Aches
in
and
the
pains.
swimming pool. They move around. They splash around in the pool and talk about their bursitis.
I'm thinking I'm going to do that. I'm going to start doing that.
Pancreatitis.
I'm going to start taking a little class at the take a water class and just
Talk
just
about your gallbladder.
yeah, just you know, just to make me feel better. Talk to people that have more aches and pains than I do. It makes me feel better.
Yeah, really? Oh,
Yeah.
you're a wreck.
Yeah. Wow. It's amazing you're here. Anyway.
Uh,
So
yeah.
yeah, it's the one up 'em. I'm going to one up you on this one.
There's always
Anyway.
something.
Yeah, it is. But yeah, so it's going to be a busy week. What else is happening? Oh, I think I'm supposed to get my tires on too.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah. So, well, I think we've been chatting. for
I
a
think
while.
we've covered a few topics. I think nobody can argue that. And hopefully
We're
some
working on it. We're
interesting.
working on a really good interview.
And
coming
I
up.
hope you enjoyed the ring light during the second part of this
Video.
video.
And we're going to put this up on our Stop Me If I've Heard This website on our YouTube channel. We have some old ones up there that we started when we first started. They're hysterical.
Uh-huh.
And I will say that I am smaller now than I was then. But,
Yes, definitely. Yes.
But it's they were. I looked at some of them this morning and went, oh my God, I can't believe we put that up. But anyway.
I know, yeah.
But we're
yeah.
gonna try. We're trying to do some new stuff. So
And we'll get better as we go. And also remember, start planning now. Thanksgiving Saturday, Prairie
The
Barn
27th.
Grill.
The gill?
The gill.
Yeah.
Fish food. It's all seafood.
No, it's fun. They have good food too.
They have good food, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it's out in Brush Prairie, Vancouver.
Come say hello. Come.
It's basically
come out
right
and watch
straight
the
down that highway, that 512 or 514.
show. They got internet. They'll figure it out.
Yeah. Anyway, it's fun, and it's posted on our. I will put it on our Facebook page too.
Yeah.
Art and Susan's podcast on Facebook. Have a good week, you guys. Stay
Yeah.
safe.
Thanks a lot for tuning in, and I hope you enjoyed this special presentation of Stop Me If I've Heard This with Art Krug.
And Susan Rice. Yeah, I see what you mean. Okay, I see what you mean. See if you can stop the video.
If not, I'll just cut it off. Or just leave it going like this. That's good too.